Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Let me see here. We are good to go. Okay. Yes. All right. I'm going to make me disappear. There we go. Poof, I'm gone. And Carol Lund, thank you so much for being the first here on Royal Sussex. Novi D, wonderful to have you here. uh, Compton Caligal, Mary H, Kathy G, Tinkerbell 17, is it? Beverly McCaskill. Who else do we have here? Well, a host of friends and others. How about that? Hi, Tara Lovett, McKenzie, Olive Perry, Marie Fabian, Emma D, Sonia Johnson, Heather Stroud. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Um, Well, we weren't expecting to see our Sussexes tonight, were we? But yet there they are. We outside, y'all. We outside. At least we were. Hey, y'all, we outside. Hey, CK. You probably remember Heart Mom, and that is her daughter. If I'm not mistaken, I think her name is also Lily. And there's a little cameo of Prince Harry in the corner there. And there's a little cameo on the right side of Meghan and Kelly McGee Zajfen. Of course, she has her, I believe it's a charity or foundation. It's called Heart Mom. And Heart Mom has, anyway, she's a powerhouse in the community and she does a lot of work in the community. And Meghan has been a friend and has been supporting her in her work for a long time. When Kelly McGee Zajfen lost her son a couple years ago, I think it was. Meghan was one of, I'm sure, many friends who rallied to support her and her family during what proved to be a very, very tough time. So she wrote about her perils with losing her son, the whole grief process. She wrote about it, or at least I know they did a piece about it in the People magazine that was very touching. So um, very, very courageous family, not just Heart Mom, but the whole family. Very courageous. So that is Meghan and Kelly, um, and her daughter. I believe her name is Lily. God, she's growing up. I remember when she was well, just younger, and every time I see her, she's inching closer to the same height as her mom, which is very cool. Very cool. Kids are meant to grow up, and what a devastating loss losing her son like that. That is something that no parent ever wants to experience, I'm sure. Um, Maurice Brown, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, Legs, happy Saturday night to you. Oh my goodness, it is somebody's birthday. Whose birthday is so many Libras? So many Libras. I have some Libras that I have been extremely close to um, in my lifetime. And let me tell you, they're always judging you. They are always judging you. That's what Libras do. They're the judge, the jury, and of course the other stuff too. I think it was what was her name who said it best. Um, Scales are sometimes unbalanced, but we bear the weight of all that has to be. Oh gosh, what is her name? Giving you the best that I got. Listen, baby, I bet everything on my wedding ring. I'm giving you the best that I got, honey. Okay, what is her name? How can I forget her name? Um, and I see her face. I'm looking at her face. Um, oh, starts with a, oh no, Anita Baker. Thank you. I was about to say starts with an S. I'm thinking Josephine. Okay, Anita Baker. There you go. Giving you the best that I got. I love that song. Scales are sometimes unbalanced. Okay. Um, so let me just go on to the photos here. We have some surprise photos. By the way, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. If you haven't yet, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you haven't started a membership, remember memberships at Royal Sussex is a bargain at just $4.99. And yes, I know that the cost of living is something that we're all experiencing. But believe me, it takes even more for everybody to do everything. So consider that when you think about that membership. Just $4.99. And that is about the price of a cup of coffee once a month. I'm asking you to skip one cup of coffee. It's not like I'm asking Church Nelly, hey, put down that beer. I'm just asking you to skip one cup of coffee for the sake of supporting Royal Sussex. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, and of course, the moderators, the mod squad, which includes Church Nelly, Lydia Washington, Cookies and Creams, Adrian Burrows, Dominica Anastasia Isabella Christensen, Legs, Sherry Ware, Elaine Parker, and on occasion, VS Speaks Royally, and Hazel Jones, and of course, Connie Baumer. Yes, Connie Baumer, all the way from Switzerland. Connie Baumer. Felton LaShawn, thank you so much for being here. Helen Marmon, thank you for being here. All right, on with it. So, check it out. Check it out. Don't they look adorable? Now, don't ask me what Meghan is wearing, but she looks amazing. How beautiful. I love that photo. Wait a minute. I thought their relationship, their marriage was in trouble, right? They're on the skids. Oh, they're about to hit rock bottom, right? Oh, Harry looks so sad. Oh, Meghan is so bossy and demanding. It's going to be any day now, right? And look at Meghan, absolutely like an angel. And Harry, our courageous war hero, among other things, both philanthropists, humanitarians, global leaders, entrepreneurs, and all around good neighbors. And yet they want us to believe that the bottom is about to fall out of their relationship. Harry said so many times, oh, you almost feel sorry for them because they're like, yes, 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 this is the end of those two. And yet they just keep going on and on and on. Looks like we made it. Look how far we come, my baby. We might have come the long way, but we knew we'd get there someday. They said, I bet they never make it, but just look at us going on. We're still together, still holding strong. Look at there. I thought they were supposed to be, Is it AI? Are you serious? Are you serious? Look at this. Look, 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 look. This was very much today. No, this is not AI. Megan does yoga. Does Pilates or whatever. That's the only thing I could say. Is it AI? I know the age that we live in, but don't be so skeptical. No, it's not AI. I know we're in a weird time now, but things have not gone that south. Anyway, so what a legacy for sweet Georgie. That's what Heart Mom says. What a legacy for sweet Georgie. I would love to show you Georgie's. You know what? I am going to show you Georgie's image because even though I never met that kid, and of course that would be impossible, I just feel like I know him because of his mom and the way she has celebrated his life. Um, how sweet. George Zajfen, little Georgie. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a pic. Let me see. How do you spell that name? I think that's it. Oh, I do it the easy way. Heart Mom. Yes, there we go. We'll start with Heart Mom, Kelly, Maggie. There we go. I found it. Anyway, this is in little Georgie's memory. Let's see. Okay. I want to find a nice picture. So give me just a second. I mean, this is for him. So, oh my goodness. Thank you so much. MEN. Thank you so much for is that a PayPal? Yes, that is a PayPal. Thank you very much for that. I just saw that come across the corner of my eye there. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, I kind of, yeah, little Georgie, his mom has found a great way to honor him. Oh, yes, the daughter's name is Lily. Okay. Her daughter's name is Lily. So uh, now I'm looking for my favorite picture of mother and son. Um, and if you've been watching Royal Sussex for a while, you know which one that is. My favorite picture of mother and son. Oh, it may be too much for me to find it right now. Anyway, it looks like she's helping him get dressed up for something. And he was being a big boy and kind of a little shy for mom's help. Oh, there's so many pictures now. See, that's going to make it difficult for me. Well, let me see if I can find it. It's definitely worth it. Anyway, I love the idea of having this charity for him this tournament for him every year. And as they say, when you speak someone's name, it is to make them live again. I've always gone by that one. Okay, so I could not find it. Well, I'm gonna keep going then, and if I can find it later, I will find it. If not, maybe I'll share it with you tomorrow. I'll share it with you tomorrow. Ah, how did I know I would find it? Okay, okay, okay. Give me just a second here, and I will bring it up directly. You know what? I didn't have to look on the internet. I had it in my photos anyhow because it's like one of my favorite photos. There it is right there. Love this photo. Oh, that didn't come up, did it? Okay, let me try one more time. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? I love this photo. This is like one of my favorite photos. So yes, that's Georgie. Georgie passed away a few years ago, and Hard Mom has been celebrating his memory in many ways, including with this tennis tournament. So just for future reference, now you know who Georgie is. Okay, just wanted you to know that. Also, if you take a look in the distance, you can see the Sussexes in the background there. Meghan is wearing a white dress, and Harry is like in the middle of that particular arch. It is the third arch from the left. And I do believe that is little Lily. Nope, that's not Lily. That may be someone else there. No, that's not Lily. That's someone else. Okay. And take a look here, proudly supporting the George Zajfen tennis tournament. And there on the right side, that is the image that I used for the thumbnail. Very, very sweet photo. I always like to see when Meghan and Kelly are supporting each other. I think that is incredible. If you recall, when Meghan went to the children's hospital, uh, she was wearing the red dress that seems to cause a lot of problems for people in the Royal Rota. Remember how they went on and on about the red dress? Well, anyway, Meghan walked the red carpet with Kelly. Now, you know you're good girlfriends when you can walk the red carpet. Meghan is like, no, 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 no. We're doing this together. And I thought that was very, very generous uh, to walk the red carpet. It wasn't about, oh, this is the moment for Meghan. It was, two friends out there walking the red carpet together. I thought that was incredible. Just goes to show you how important it is to have great friends in your life. Okay. Yes, I did step away for a quick second, but I'm back. Church Nelly, thank you so much for joining us. Jeanette Williams is here. Lydia Washington is here. Very nice. Lorna Murray. This is like another one of those reunions. Everybody seems to be here. Although we are missing a few people, but I do hope they're listening. Okay, and there you go. See there? Our other favorite, Lily. So Kelly's daughter's name is Lily. And yeah. Oh, look at there. I love that dress Meghan has on. And I'm gonna check the Twitter, X formerly known as Twitter, and I'll see if someone has posted the what Meghan wore, so we can find out exactly where that dress comes from. I mean, given the style, what is your guess? Who do you guys think is the designer of that dress? It seems like something we may have seen a little different in another color. perhaps, but I don't think I've ever seen Meghan wear a white one. But that is definitely a Meghan style right there. It's got a lot of structure, got a slight military flair to it, right? Very much signature Meghan look. Does it have those epaulaps on the, do you call them epaulaps or whatever they have on the shoulder? Those little things to hold the braid, that little military looking thing on the shoulders. Anyway, it does not matter. Um, it is a very signature Meghan Sussex look. I approve. Okay. I wonder how long it's going to take for the trashy tabloids to find out that we outside. Okay. Hey, John Garcia. Carolina Herrera. That's a good guess. Oh, the Los Angeles Post, the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County raises more than 1.6 million at inaugural Night of Wonder Gala. Well, what happened was, get this, check it out. Cheryl Lee Ralph and Anthony Anderson attend Night of Wonder at the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles County, October 15th, 2025. Photo by, oh yeah, who cares about that? The Los Angeles County, the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County held an inaugural Night of Wonder Gala Wednesday, October 15th. Let me just cut to the chase. Look at there. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, was honored at the event the week before the gala. She visited the museum for a private donor event at La Brea Tar Pits. Did you guys know that? Where she spent time with students from the girls' leadership, academic, oh, I couldn't get that out, leadership academy at Project 23, learning hands-on about how the ice age, climate change, and fire all impact the LA basin 12,000 years ago. She shared her support for the museum via a special video message to those in attendance at the gala, championing the NHM's mission to inspire wonder and a sense of discovery for our natural and cultural worlds. I had no idea that any of this happened. Or, I mean, did we see any pictures? I don't think we've seen any pictures. Our dazzling new gala reflects the awe-inspiring diversity and beauty of the Natural History Museum collection, groundbreaking programs, and especially the museum's enduring commitment to protect and enhance urban nature, said Megan McGowan Epstein, president of the Board of Trustees of the Natural History Museum. I am inspired by the generosity and support of the NHM's work to conserve and document the rich biodiversity of our urban landscape. We are so grateful to our supporters, including Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, whose passion for education and community empowerment continues to inspire us. I had no idea any of this stuff happened. Did we get any pictures? Oh, I don't think so, right? Sussex Teen Warrior says, I'm disappointed. I wanted another sleigh day from that gala, but at the same time, I love she is moving in silence too on her terms. You know, that is an excellent point. Winsome Jones, thank you so much for the super sticker. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. I really, really do appreciate that. And again, I am so sorry about the inconvenience. Okay. Now, we'll get on to this little spot of bother. Well, let me go back here. Kevon Slim says, while the carnival barkers are barking, there's a life being lived quietly. Absolutely. And those are some very, very wise words. While the rest of them are barking, the Sussexes, especially our dear Meghan, is quietly going about her business. You know, thinking about it, that is the best way to have conducted the event, because they would have been waiting. They would have been waiting. And I love that they are going to have a headache over there in those other areas. They're going to have a headache trying to figure out, how did they miss it? How did they miss it? How come, because they would have started that whole thing about, do you think she really deserves this or deserves that? And this is what's really wise about this, is that it would have been so much more piled on to what's already been a pretty hectic period of Meghan bashing, right? So that is just one less weapon in their arsenal, because they are always so triggered anytime there is an award or acknowledgement for the Sussexes. And what's so really ridiculous about it, you would think, one would think that they would want to parlay this into some type of branding for the House of Windsor. But instead, their level of hatred and hostility is so great that they cannot even see an opportunity when it presents itself. They cannot see an opportunity. That is an opportunity for the House of Windsor, and they don't embrace it. Instead, they reject it and choose war. I will never understand those people. I guess because I don't wake up with hatred in my heart. I guess you would have to be of that ilk to understand exactly why they do the things that they do, why they carry on in such a asinine way. But especially William, I do believe that being hit in the head with a golf club at a young age has had a detrimental effect on his reasoning. It really has. That kid is one tree short of a hammock. Okay. So if we're done with this, I'm going to go on to the next thing. What's that? I see Betty Butterlips got called out again. Betty Butterlips? Uh, let's see. Beverly McCaskill says, no pics and people know how to keep their mouth shut. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, that's an excellent point. There was absolutely no leaks. There were no leaks. Absolutely none. No leaks. Because there are no leaks in Montecito. None whatsoever. Okay. Uh-oh, got one more pick. I think I found one more pick that we didn't see the first time. Let me see here. I am keeping an eye on social media because, there are going to be pics streaming out. Check it out there. There's one for you. So I do believe that the guy on the right side, that is Kelly's husband. Her daughter's there in between Kelly and her husband, and of course the Sussexes on the left. Very nice picture. I love it. Love, love, love it. Yes, very cool. All right then. All right then. Okay. Again, I'm going to keep an eye out. So just in case, just in case there's anything new coming down the pike, I will make sure that I share it with you. But yes, I think some photos are going to trickle out for a little while now. But this is the latest one, came out probably within the last 5 minutes. Okay, so E.B. Lynn said they did announce that that gala was scheduled for 10/15/25, but I couldn't find it. Wow, that is so cool. That is so cool. They announced it, and yet, there was no one um, able to cover it in any way. Again, the Duchess of Sussex moving in silence. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I am certainly not that nosy. I am here for it. Miss S says, I was mourning the loss of my beloved sister, so I have not been online like before. I'm also enjoying the whole grandma ride. Well, Miss S, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we are so, so glad that you are here with us tonight. And do know that we will definitely be praying for you and your family. Kevon Slim says, mark my words, Willie and Mumbles will start making video montage after their outing because they see the traction Meghan gets from them. Yeah, absolutely. That will be the next move is the video montage. Well, they have been kind of doing that already, but you know, it's just a matter of to what degree will they do it this next time. But Willie Leaks has been very dependent on a film crew, and as like I said, for so many times I've been saying this. If you notice, there is no mention of Harry, Meghan, and their Netflix cameras. No mention of it whatsoever. Even with the with Love Meghan, they totally stopped all mention of the Netflix cameras. So yeah, but listen, they'll find something else to complain about. They always do. Let's see here. Um, I'm doing a little bit of a maneuver. Let me see if I can do this without zapping out the Wi-Fi. God, that was kind of scary when the Wi-Fi went out. Let me see here. Yes. Okay. I think that works. That is 15 seconds. Pastel. Okay, give me just a second here because I have a little something to share with you. Okay. If I can make that work. Let me see. Let me see what I can do here. I can be rather crafty when I need to. Uh, all right. Okay. All right. I got what I need here. Give me just a second. And that one is there. That one is there. And reset. And reset. And that. Got it. All right. It will only be a minute. You spell tennis with two N's, right? Okay. Don't go out, Wi Fi. Please don't go out. Okay. I got it. I got what I needed. I was trying to upload a video. Okay. Please work. Please work. All right. There we go. Can you believe I just did that fast? Added the music and everything. One more time. Okay, one more time. There you go. That was kind of fast, right? You should have saw me over here scrambling trying to get that together. Oh my God. I miss Facts and 2 Cents. I do. I miss Facts and 2 Cents. You know, guys, the news has been extremely heavy, and Pedo needed some time away from certain things. And can you blame her? Because Pedo has such a heart, and Pedo feels for everything and everybody. And Pedo is every bit the superhero as any Marvel movie or DC comic. Anybody who's ever put on a cape and tried to right a wrong, that is how I would describe Pedo. Pedo would give them the what for. Do you hear me? She would go on Twitter and confront people from the biggest to the smallest, and that's it's incredible how brave and courageous Pedo has been through a whole lot of things that's been happening recently, and especially calling out the genocide and such. It's been incredible, but that takes a toll. It definitely takes a toll. So um, at some point, everyone needs to take a break. Everybody needs to take a big step away. And as I always say, protect your mental health first. We will be here, but you have to protect your mental health first. So important. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and don't forget too that Petal's father had passed away. Um, so that may have played a role as well. So, um, but yes, it's a very tricky time for everybody. Well, I'm glad you found something to bring comfort. Okay, so let's get on with that other thing that I was going to talk about. We're not going to talk about the politics of it, just the fact that this did happen today. There is a No Kings protest across the United States. Philadelphia, Denver, Dallas, San Diego, Boise, Idaho, San Luis, Missouri, New York, Tampa, Los Angeles. And take a look here. On the left at the bottom, you can see No Kings Boston. Also on the left at the top, that is Times Square in New York City. And the two pictures on the right, that is Grant Park in the city of Chicago. As you can see, millions of people have taken to the streets across these United States to protest. Millions of people have come out to protest. I don't know if this is one for the record books, but I tell you what, if it's not, it's got to be very close. It's got to be very close. Oh, Miami as well. Yeah, in big cities and small across the United States, people have come out to protest. And the response from the monster was to hold military drills off the coast of California. That was the response that we got. So, yeah, given the incredible amount of people in each location, and the fact that in big cities and small there seems to be a protest, I wouldn't be surprised if this is indeed the largest turnout in the history of the country. I would not be surprised. Although the right wing media is going to do everything they can to downplay it, this is huge. So I do have some sound bites for you, and I am going to play those. Okay, let me get this queued up for you. All right, give me just a second, you guys. I'll get this all queued up. I think you're going to love this one. Okay, here goes.
Always keep saying that Duchess Meghan is irrelevant, but yet she's booked and busy at all these events that they wish they were invited to. Because apparently, irrelevant means front row at Paris Fashion Week and the guest of honor at Emma Greed's table. In the past few weeks, Duchess Meghan has been seen in Paris Fashion Week at Balenciaga's show. She's been in New York speaking on panels at major events. And last night, she was the guest of honor at Emma Greed's seat at the table. So is it relevance or is it access? The narrative in the UK is that she's faded into obscurity. However, what's really true is that she stopped performing for people who never rooted for her in the first place. It has moved from headlines to high society. And honestly, that's a different kind of visibility, one that they can't even wrap their minds around. It's not that Meghan has disappeared, it's that she's existing where her critics can't reach her. And nothing makes people more angry than a woman who thrives when you thought you broke her. So if this is irrelevant, honey, sign me right up. I'm Michaela Ian, and that's the Culture Take.
Okay, so if you take a look, the Michaelan, is that Michaelan? Yeah, Michaelan. That is the TikTok right there at the bottom here and here. If you want some more of her takes, do make sure that you go over to TikTok and check her out. Okay, so Meghan celebrates exciting news following trip to Washington. The Duchess of Sussex has had an exciting week this week, and following her trip to Washington, has won an award. Well, we know what that award was. That is the Signal Award, the Confessions of a Female Founder. Meghan has, and by the way, you guys, I don't want you to forget, there was a surge of votes. A surge. The amount of people who have voted for this particular award has increased. I don't know if it was doubled, but it was a lot. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was a lot. And you know what that means? That means it was you, and it was me, and just about anybody else that you know in the Sussex squad who was able to go on that website and vote. That's why. That, my friends, is the Meghan effect. That's the Meghan effect. When there's a surge of popularity for something that otherwise had pretty much reached a certain plateau, that is the Meghan effect. That is her power. And she has brought a lot of interest to a lot of things that otherwise would have been overlooked. Right? That is the Meghan effect. All right, so congratulations. Okay, so congratulations again to the Duchess of Sussex for the Signal Award. Hey, Vaughn. You're finally home. I wasn't aware you went someplace. Oh, thank you, Beverly McCaskill. It was over 4K. I appreciate the information. Baron, I just sent you a super chat. You missed it, did I? Oh, my goodness. Let me see here. Oh, let me see. Two of them. I'm so sorry. Let me see. Baron, is a song called Jealousy. No, I don't know that song. Otherwise, I probably would have sang it already. But no, I don't know that song. I'm so sorry. And thank you for the super chat. And thank you for the other super chat. I'm so sorry. I looked away while I was queuing up that video. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me take that away. And also, you guys, I want to just say this again. Meghan's La Dinner. Meghan went to La Dinner. Enjoyed a star-studded Los Angeles vegan dinner for some of Tinseltown's most influential women who own their power in latest step of her Meghan 3.0 relaunch. Well, I don't know if anybody has named it. I don't know if you should even refer to it as a relaunch. Whatever it is, Meghan is doing what she's always been able to do, and that is work extremely hard and yield a very positive result for her efforts. And thank goodness that they would not accept the half in, half out. That way, Meghan's efforts will not be shared by people who do not deserve it, by people who want her to dim her light. Also, there's this moment, this fashion moment, the his and hers Armani. That was what they call a moment. And I personally am here for it. I love it. They um, they made quite the impression, and I do hope that the people over at Giorgio Armani will take notice and strike a deal of some sort. Now, it may not be the right time for the Sussexes to have such a deal, so I'm not saying that they should, but I'm just hoping that there is something like that because it suits them. It suits them. Yep. And also, if there's anyone from Armani that is watching right now, I would gladly share these images with you. I had to make the what do you call it? The background. I had to take the time to do that myself because I could not find anything that was useful. So I created that background myself just by repeating it and stacking it in such a way. And of course, this one, I added their logo to that just for a little inspiration. So again, if you all are from the Armani out there listening or watching, please have a conversation with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I think it would be beneficial for everyone involved because Meghan and Harry definitely cut quite a dash in those Armani clothes. All right. And don't forget, Harry wore a Giorgio Armani suit for the award he received there. What was that one? Was that the Pat Tillman Award? Or is that the ESPY? Is it the same thing? I don't know why I keep confusing those. No, I think that one was the ESPY. Or that was a Pat Tillman. Whatever it is. He looks great. Lex says, notice that they still try to say that Meghan is rebranding, relaunch to deny Meghan's authenticity. They want to believe Meghan is scheming and want to play their game. Thank you so much, Legs. That's exactly why I said I don't know that it's even necessary to try and put a label on it. Meghan is doing what she's always done, but you make a very excellent point there. They are trying to take away or distract from her authenticity by declaring that she's trying to make it again, like she's trying to establish herself again as though she's not already established. Thank you for that. Thank you. That is all part of the wordplay. Oh yeah. The one on the right, the picture on the right, that is an Armani post. And where is it at? The one on the left, that is also an Armani post. That's why the name is up there at the top. That picture and the other one was taken directly from the Giorgio Armani Instagram. So, yep, it is very clear that they do know and are aware of the Sussexes rocking those outfits. But yeah, look at that. What a handsome couple. What a handsome couple. Strike the deal. Let's make this happen. Brand ambassadors, both of them. Now, you're really going to love this one. Again, let me get this queued up for you.
When Meghan Markle chose to wear our Mexican huaraches, not only did we quickly sell out, but tons of tiny workshops all across Mexico that were making the same style quickly sold out too. So with a simple shoe choice, Meghan actually became an ally. Brother Veli's, as a company, was starting to become the ally of many. It wasn't just about launching a fashion brand. It was about setting out to actually be an ally and using my own individual privilege to create a pipeline of income for the descendants of those who had originally invented this shoe. When Meghan Markle chose to wear our Mexican huaraches, not only did we quickly sell out, when Meghan Markle chose to wear our Mexican huaraches, not
Okay, sorry about that. I could not seem to stop that fast enough. At the seat at the table, dinner, interesting reunion between Aurora James, founder of Brother Veli's, and Meghan Sussex, CEO of As Ever. Why interesting reunion? Meghan has supported Aurora brand by wearing a sandal in their collection. What happened next? The Meghan effect. That's what happened next. Again, the Meghan effect. That's what always happens. The Meghan effect. Okay? That's what always happens. Now, Meghan Sussex jewelry choice highlights Ukrainians' artisan and spirit of artisans, not artisans, artisans and spirit of recovery. I knew that sounded strange as soon as it came out of my mouth. I'm glad I caught myself. So we're going to go to Feminegra for that one. All right, Feminegra. By the way, if you guys have not signed up for Feminegra, please make sure you do, because they do have their royal reports. They have their royal reports. And you will find them very, very interesting when they discuss all things royal. Okay. Okay, I got it. So it says, Meghan Sussex has long treated fashion as more than style statement, right? Her wardrobe choices often reflect purpose, empathy, and quiet strength. At a recent appearance in New York and Washington, D.C., she demonstrated how influence can uplift communities in need by choosing to wear jewelry from the Ukrainian brand Guzama. Meghan turned elegance into advocacy, spotlighting craftsmanship from a country still enduring the realities of war. Symbolism behind Meghan's choice. At the Project Healthy Mind Gala and Fortune's Most Powerful Women, Meghan wore diamond and gold earrings from Guzama's classic and space collections, along with what appears to be a brand trio ring. Yes, the brand's trio ring, a best-selling piece from the classic collection. The Kyiv-based label, founded by designer Valeria Guzma, maybe it's just Guzma. Let me stop making it three syllables. Guzma is celebrated for its minimalist aesthetic and ethical craftsmanship. It continues to operate through the challenges of war, supporting local artisans while creating fine jewelry that reflects strength and serenity. Now, right here, I don't have the screenshot of it, but it says, I'm crying. Meghan has started wearing pieces that Harry brought from Ukraine. Last night, she wore earrings from the Ukrainian brand Guzma, and that's the same brand that produced Superhuman's bracelet for Prince Harry. Somebody on Instagram needs to inform the brand owners. Now, that was from someone on Twitter called Katrina. Or is it Katerina? Katerina. And I'm guessing Katerina is from Ukraine because she has the flag there. And that sounds like a very Ukrainian name. But and of course the owners did find out about it, and they posted on X to celebrate Meghan wearing or choosing their jewelry. So yes, that did happen. That did happen. Fans quickly connected Meghan's jewelry to Prince Harry's September visit to Ukraine, where he met war-wounded veterans and received gifts from local makers. Guzma later confirmed that the Duchess earrings were a personal gift from Prince Harry, chosen during the visit. That brand described the design as symbol of gratitude, resilience, and shared humanity between cultures, linking the couple's humanitarian work throughout a thoughtful design. The connection between their advocacy and Meghan's fashion statement resonated deeply. Ukrainian supporters described her gesture as a reminder that visibility, when guided by compassion, can amplify stories of endurance and hope. Ah, I love that. That's very, very sweet. Within hours, social media activity boosted the brand's visibility, with fans sharing purchase links and encouraging others to support Ukrainian businesses. And that, I will say, is the Meghan effect. The brand statement noted the media outlets, oh, get this, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, and Town and Country highlighted Meghan's looks. So that's even more publicity for that company. And Meghan's decision to wear the Guzma aligns with her broader approach to fashion as a form of storytelling. Her wardrobe often celebrates women-led, sustainable, and socially conscious labels. Each piece she wears reinforces a message of intention. That influence carries responsibility. By wearing a Ukrainian brand amid hardship, Meghan united artistry with compassion, proving how visibility can inspire recovery and hope. Cheers to the Duchess of Sussex. I love that about her. That is a conscious decision to help brands, especially those that are sustainable, those that are owned by women, and those that are created by artisans. And the sustainable, of course, is that these items are not disposable, quick fashion and such. Kavan Slim says, they so wish Kate was Meghan. That's where a lot of the bitterness comes from. Thank you so much for that super chat. And I agree. It is taxing on their nerves that Kate does not get this level of attention. It wears them out. They are so troubled, angry, anxious, and of course, bitter that Kate does not get that level of attention. Kate really does not deserve that level of attention because she has no intention when it comes to helping other people. Kate does not reach out. Her staff does everything for her. It's very disingenuous. It barely ever yields any type of benefit for any manufacturer or designer. It just doesn't. There's a few times a year when she'll have something that brings or draws interest, but rarely does anything ever sell out. Rarely does it ever improve the finances of those individual companies. And because of that, those people are very, very,
And somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
they are very bitter, bitter, bitter. Joan Garcia says, let me see here. I'm glad Meghan won't read those hateful comments. No, she won't. Thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, Meghan rarely sees any of that stuff. Only the important things that are just so, I guess necessary, things that are very necessary for her to see. She'll see those. Her staff will say, hey, this happened. But most of it, it does not cross her path. And that's a good thing because she can operate without having that heaviness, that staleness in the air. And that's a good thing. Okay. And that brings me to this. Now, I'm not going to play this one. I'm not even going to play the sound. But Billy Bush, who was canceled because he was on that infamous bus ride with that man that occupies the White House when he described what he can get away with as far as women are concerned. And then that little shrew at the bottom of the screen, I don't know who she is, but look at her face. Look at how she has contorted her face because they are discussing Meghan, saying that she was wearing $300,000 worth of jewelry. Let me tell you something. It would be very difficult for Meghan to wear $300,000 worth of jewelry. If you go by the carats, if you go by the weight, right, of the gold that Meghan wears, it is not $300,000 worth of jewelry. The brand of a particular piece is where part of the value comes from. Also, they are including a wedding band made with some very rare Welsh gold. There's only a small portion of Welsh gold anywhere in the world. And the royal family has a nugget that has been used for wedding bands for royal princesses for quite some time. So that right there is part of the value. The diamonds that were selected, the ethical diamonds that were selected, also is part of the value. The bulk of the $300,000 that he mentions is the wedding band that Meghan wears. It's not as though Meghan is wearing the Hope diamond. It's not like she's wearing something so rare and so precious that you just don't see anything else like it. As we all know, the value of a diamond is based on its cut, clarity, weight, and all that other stuff. But that is something that is of opinion. Someone comes up with an opinion of what the diamond is worth. There is a make-believe scarcity of diamonds, like they're so rare, but they're not rare. Diamonds are a dime a dozen, but we all know that there is a consortium called De Beers that regulates the price of diamonds. They have created a scarcity. Although diamonds are not as scarce as they used to be, but the market still reflects this idea that the diamonds are so precious. So Billy Bush knows everything that I just said, but he wants engagement for his little petty podcast. And so he and that little gremlin at the bottom of the screen decided that for an easy boost to our podcast, we must invoke the name Meghan. We have to put Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, in there. We have to stoke hostility toward her so that we can get views, so that people will listen to us talk about nothing in particular. I just want you guys to know that Billy Bush is so washed up. Now, the notorious one, what does it see? NJB, you know who I'm talking about. He read this man to filth. I mean, he put a bee in his bonnet. He put a bee in his bush. Oh, that sounds weird, doesn't it? But he called him out for it. It was very, very disrespectful to Meghan. How dare you, a white man, sit here and ponder how much money the jewelry worn by a woman of color. I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Even though Meghan is light years above him, society dictates that this is a white man's world. And as a white man, he is punching down. Anytime he goes after a woman of color, it's not a matter of who the woman is, but in terms of the greater society, he is punching down. The president of the United States punches down. All of those white men in government and the white billionaires and business leaders, they're punching down because society caters to them. So he's not punching down as an individual. He doesn't have enough going for him. But as a sector of society, as a member of a group of society, he's punching down, which is the same thing that Piers Morgan does, the same thing that monster Jeremy Clarkson. Don't look at it as individuals. Meghan is a million times better than him. But as the group that he belongs to, that's socio, whatever group he belongs to, it is a punch down. It is an easy target because it has been open war on Black women. Open war on Black women. And it has been for a long time. And that's why I wince when I see a white man doing that. It is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. He is so small at this point. He is so little and so insignificant that this is all he has is an absolute gossip. This man comes from the Bush family. The Bush family. Now, nobody ever thinks of the Bush family like American royalty as they would the Kennedys, but they do have a certain cachet because they're the Bush family. This man is sunk so low as a well digger's ass. Low, small, poquito, la petite, small, minuscule, an amoeba. Now, he was already canceled because of his proximity to that other person. How much lower does he want to go? How much lower does he want to go? Leg says, this has been, and no name are looking for clout. This has been, this is a has been. I got it now. This is a has been, and a no name are looking for clout. Thank you so much for that, Legs. And that's exactly what it is. He's a big has been and a no name. The only thing, and okay. Like I said, I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to hear his voice again. But he said, who does she think she is? She's just an actress who married a prince. Seriously? This is a man who only made it on television to gossip because he comes from the Bush family. So if you're accusing Meghan of hitching her ladder to Prince Harry, which she certainly is not, Meghan had a name before she got there. Whether Meghan married Harry or not, she was only going to go onward and upward, whether or not she was with Harry. But this is a man who we only know because he's a Bush. That's the only reason why we know him, is because he's a Bush. I didn't know he had a podcast, Coward Disgrace. Yeah, he has some kind of social media something. Now, I'm not sure if it's a proper podcast, but he has, you know what? I'm not going to say the name of it, but it is something in relation to what happened on that bus with, the Orange Menace. It's a play on that. He's a disgusting individual, absolutely disgusting. He decided that he would do something easy with all of the people out there that he could talk about. He decided to go with something very easy, very easy. And this is why we know that Meghan is not irrelevant, because the most irrelevant people can ease their way into a news cycle. I'm not saying that he has, but there are some people that use Meghan just to make it into a news cycle, and then they disappear until the next time. He hasn't even done that. That just goes to show how small he is. So the Times target Meghan Sussex in a false charity scandal. We discussed this yesterday. I won't go through the whole thing again, but if you recall from yesterday, a charity that Meghan represented in Canada World Vision, which is not associated with World Vision United Kingdom, the UK World Vision. They both use World Vision almost like a franchise, but they're not operated by the same people. It's like the Vogue magazine, but instead of sending money out, Vogue brings money in. Okay, that's the only difference in what I'm about to say. There is a Vogue USA, there is a Vogue Saudi Arabia, there is a Vogue Italy, there is a Vogue UK. They all have their own editors, their own staff, and everything. But they all use the name Vogue. Okay? There is a 60 Minutes US, there is a 60 Minutes Australia, and I promise you, there is a million miles of difference between 60 Minutes US and 60 Minutes Australia. Both have the same name. Amen. So Meghan never worked for the charity in question, only their sister charity. So when they say that Meghan has links to that charity, Meghan left that charity in 2017. And it wasn't even the same charity. It was a UK branch, not Canada. And it's the same thing with Prince Harry and African parts. The Sussexes have been very brave not to remove their names every time someone declares that they have been involved with a group that has done this or done that. In the case of Meghan, there's nothing to remove. She hasn't been associated with them since 2017. What is that, 8 years ago? She hasn't been associated with them since 2017. And yet they are using that very, very loose, and I stress loose connection, as an indictment against her character, knowing that they are doing a little wordplay to besmirch her um, reputation for something that has nothing to do with her. When Meghan was with those charities, any charity, she's always been successful. Even if they just throw her name around, success, which is more than you can say about most of those other royals. And if you're wondering what kind of person writes articles like that, well, it started with the man on the right, David Brown, chief news correspondent. He's the one who wrote the article in the Sunday Times, charity linked to Meghan accused of racism and sexism. And it didn't take long before Mark Deuel of the Daily Mail, that little peon there on the left side, he wrote an article reinforcing what came from the other article. And in both instances, they are misleading. And once again, these are white men punching down at a black woman. But let me just say this. I don't think most black women would want the role that they have working for these scandal sheets. Or black men, for that matter. There's not many of them. There's not many of them. I couldn't even name one. Especially that are attacking women of color. But as a white man, no matter how poor or how stupid you are, most of the Western industrialized world plays to you, which is why I use the term punching down. But trust me, there's nothing about these people, these two that you're looking at, there's nothing about them that would ever come close to Meghan Sussex. Meghan is head and shoulders a million times more capable than they will ever be. They will be doing exactly the same thing until they retire. Stoking scandal where there is none. But I just wanted you to see their faces. These are the people that wrote the articles. That little asshole there on the left, I've seen him before. It's always interesting to see who writes articles for the Daily Mail, for the Times, for the Sun, and all the rest of those crappy papers. Always interesting to look at their faces. Chad reinstates African parks after media wrongly linked Prince Harry to conservation fallout. This is why Feminegra is so important, and all the other independent journalists out there, independent columnists, writers out there that are setting the record straight. Very valuable. You guys, do this for your nerves. Sign up with Feminegra. And there's a couple of others that I don't have available right now. But sign up. Because they don't just cover royal news, they cover other news. You need this for your nerves. You don't know how bad you need it. I'm telling you, you need it. So go ahead and sign up so that you can get a reminder every time a new article comes out or whatever, or you can, even if you don't, have them email you or whatever, just check them out once a day. The same way we used to pick up a newspaper, you should check out the Feminegra. Trust me, it will lighten the load on your nerves. hearing the truth as opposed to all of these made up scandals. Now, I'm going to share with you about the Prince Harry. Not the whole thing, but just a little bit. Also, there are ads that come with Feminagra, but that is how they support the work that they're doing. Chad has reinstated its management agreement with African Parks. The conservation group, whose board includes Prince Harry, only 9 days after abruptly cutting ties. The announcement follows renewed cooperation between Chad's Environment Ministry and the African Parks, with both parties confirming that operations have resumed with full effect. The reversal undermines early British media reports that framed the dispute as a personal failure for Prince Harry. In reality, his role as a non executive board member has no bearing on the contract negotiations. The swift resolution restores stability to one of Central Africa's most successful conservation partnerships. Chad and African Parks restored the partnership after swift talks. Chad's Environment Ministry and African Parks confirmed on Friday that the full collaboration has resumed across key conservation areas. The partnership covers Zakoma National Park, Inedi Natural and Cultural Reserve, and the Alec Project, each vital to protecting endangered species and local ecosystems. Both sides agreed to negotiated update management terms while maintaining continuity of funding and field operation. African Parks will continue to support ranger patrols, anti-poaching initiatives, and community engagement programs throughout the transition. Now, again, I want to say that it is very brave of Harry to keep his name available for them to help raise funds and to help bring attention to their work. And the reason I say it's very brave is because every time something happens, whether it's Chad removing themselves from the African parks, or as we found out last year, there were some crimes that were committed by some of the people, the park rangers or whatever, and somehow they decided to try to blame that on Harry. Harry did not flinch. He did not hesitate to leave his name available for this very important organization. In spite of what the tabloids say, they have done some amazing work, but you won't know it by listening to the nonsense that they're talking about on all these podcasts and television shows and all that. All of the words that they spew out of their keyboards into the tabloids, none of that stuff is true. None of it is true. It is all made up to go after Harry. And the fact that there are animals on the brink, that is, of existence right now, the fact that there are areas that need to be conserved so people can eat, that doesn't matter. So that people will have fresh drinking water, that doesn't matter. What's more important is that we go after Harry. That's what's important. That an ecosystem is being destroyed, who cares? Because we can score some points against Harry and Meghan, right? Mark, David, isn't that what it's about? I just want you to know that those photos of Meghan were the photos that were used in an article from The Sun after the announcement of the engagement. And they declared Meghan Markle someone that you need to know, someone you should know, Meghan Markle. And they praised her for her work. They praised her. Oh, there was some amazing articles about Meghan. It wasn't all hate all the time. And now some of those very same people is all attack, attack, attack. The other thing that bothers me is that if Harry removes his name from African parks, will we ever get any photos that hot again? Huh? For anybody who has ever seen Harry's photo from African parks with lust in their hearts, where are they supposed to go if he's not a member of African parks? Now, that's just me being petty. That's just me being petty. But if there's anyone who has ever had lust in their hearts upon seeing an image of Harry, what do you call it, medicating a rhino or feeding an elephant or rolled up and sweaty and doing some work like that, where are they supposed to go? That's why I say leave him alone, let him do his work. We certainly don't want to see William. I just want you all to sit with this for a second. Just sit with it for a second. I'm not going to play the sound. I'm not, because it was awful. But I just want you to look at their faces. Look into their faces. Look at Hoghead over there on the left. And look at the to give himself an enema, Tom Bauer. Or take a look at that one in the middle, the one that's always defending the worst people, like Andrew. Or what about, what's her name there? With the blue? I forget her name. But look at her mouth. Why is her mouth like that? Why is her mouth like that? And then, of course, there is Kinsey, what's her face there? She was the only one that had a response for the little clip that I saw. And she said something to the effect, why don't you Meghan Markle? Why don't you ask Meghan? After all, she's the one that blah, 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 blah. And then she said something about Harry and how Harry is, all of his charities are failing, like African parks and the Centre Ballet. In both instances, Harry is not actually making decisions. Harry has a seat on the board at African parks. Harry is only a founder for the Centre Ballet, which he stepped down. So what do we need to ask Harry anything? Why don't we ask Harry about the millions of dollars that he has raised or gifted? Why don't we ask about that? But we don't want to ask about that. We would rather try to destroy his character. Oh, Katie Nichols. Right, Katie Nichols. Thank you very much. Katie the Liar Nichols. Look at them. Why are they so upset? Why are they so angry? These are not just people doing a job. These people are angry. They are furious. It's not even just that they are doing their job. You can look at their faces and see that they are furious. Kevon Sim says, I'd like to see Katie and Meghan's updated resume side by side. Thank you, Kevon Sims. Exactly. When I saw them, I was just like, I cannot believe the hostility. 5 people, 5 of them, all of them are angry with Meghan, angry with Harry, declaring that any minute now they are going to lose everything. And you know what they have in common? Besides the obvious, they're all being paid. They're on a payroll. They're making £200 and £300 to sit there and speak negativity. They're making a few £100 each. That is the price of hate these days. Whereas they used to sit on panels on television shows and such, now they're writing for tabloids, doing little op-ed pieces, writing the occasional book about nothing in particular. And then, of course, there's this. They are sitting on these little YouTube videos with hog-haired Piers Morgan. That's how low they have sunk. These are the people that's trying to convince us that Meghan and Harry are circling the drain, when it is they who have lost everything. It is they that are competing with, guess who? Me. They are competing with me on this platform. I may as well be on television. They are competing with everyone else who has started a YouTube channel. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I mean, they're so bad off that me, with a 5th grade education, is doing the same thing they're doing. Me. You see, the internet is the great equalizer. The internet has created more of a level playing field. We're all reporters. We all have cell phones with cameras. We have access to the internet. We're all reporters now. Zakoy Farm says the price of hate is cheap, but the karma from hate is very, very expensive. You know what? You got applause for that one. Very well said. Very well said. Look at Katie Nichols. Look at Katie Nichols. I've never seen her so angry. I don't think I've ever seen her angry before. Meanwhile, Meghan is living her best life. Meghan is living her best life all over the place. Huh? Meghan and Harry, tan, moisturized, surrounded by love. They're doing incredibly well in spite of everything that has been thrown at them. They are doing incredibly well. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Well, stay mad. That's all I can say is stay mad. Okay, so King considers banishing Prince Andrew from the Order of the Garter. And take a look on the right. The prince wiggled and squirmed, but a free and fearless press would not let him off the hook. Um, is this the same press for honors, right? Is this the same press that played along with Kate Middleton for 172 days? Huh? Is this the same press that refused to talk about Rose, the Marchioness of Chumley? Is it that same press? Because there's a lot of stuff that this press refused to talk about. So before they expect any pats on the back for talking about Andrew, they need to consider all of the things that they will not discuss, like cash for honors, like the very bizarre relationship between Charles and Michael Fawcett, right? Michael Fawcett, who had been accused of taking liberties with a male member of staff. Haven't heard that one before, have you? Or Michael Fawcett, who was accused of being racist toward a member of staff, a woman of mixed race African descent. Where was the press? Why didn't they go after that? How come they didn't pursue that? Charles A. told Saudi donor, "We'll help you get a knighthood." Charles facing police quiz over cash for honors. No wonder the Queen's feeling the strain and says, "I can hardly move." Now remember, they want you to believe that it was Harry and Meghan that worried the Queen to death, not her son, that she had to pay out millions of dollars for something he didn't do to somebody he never met. Not her other son, her heir, the one who's involved with cash for honors, the one who brought his mistress and put her on the throne, had her crowned in front of the entire world as a queen consort. That didn't do anything to Queen Elizabeth, did it? How about the Queen Elizabeth that was in Windsor Castle, isolated from the rest of the world, and all of a sudden she's another victim of the global pandemic? The only common link was lunch with her son. And what did they say? Oh, there was Windsor Castle. I know who the outbreak was. I know the source of the outbreak. I'm not allowed to say it. I can only allege it. But we all know who the source was. Why Prince William and Kate Middleton's pretty angry new neighbors have already filed huge complaints. Why Prince William and Kate Middleton's pretty angry new neighbors have already filed a huge complaint? Well, because they have been blocked from using the area. There's 150 acres that is off limits now. Prince William and Kate Middleton are gearing up for their move into the Forest Lodge on November the 5th, and their neighbors are not having the intense security measures. Now include fencing, cameras, and 150 acres no-go zone that promises trespassers will be arrested. Ahead of the move, people were able to walk in the area. There was even a Christmas tree shop. And let's just say residents aren't thrilled by the restrictions. The Sun has already reported one around complaints. The Telegraph is chatting to several other locals who are accusing the Prince and Princess of Wales of hypocrisy. As one anonymous person put it, the royal family encourages us to go out in the fresh air, and then they're restricting us. It's hypocritical. I'm totally in favor of protecting the royal family against idiots who might try to harm them or take photographs, but the house is very far away. They put a huge fence around it, and there are lots of cameras in the fields. We're not impressed, I'm afraid. We are not impressed, I'm afraid. Another person said, I'm pretty angry about it. I think there are lots of other places they could have gone to live. I was excited when I heard they were moving there, but I always wondered how they would manage the security. They haven't given us any warning or notice, and there hasn't been any explanation other than is for security. I understand, but it is disappointing when we have enjoyed the space for so long and it has been taken away from us. I wrote to Clarence House, but I don't expect a reply. Yet another said, it's not so much the security measures itself that people are questioning, but it's the lack of clarity and transparency about why specific paths were chosen and whether any alternatives might be provided. I feel like a public right of way has quietly become off limits without explanation. And another reminder that William, who was so decisive in not stripping Andrew of his titles, I'm not going to say not stripping him of his titles. Let's not forget that on at least two occasions, it was William who gladly drove his uncle to church. Gladly drove him to church. And that, of course, is Royal Lodge, 150 acres no-go zone for the neighbors who have enjoyed that area for generations. It is now off limits for what is yet another William and Kate forever home. Now, last thing I'm going to share with you guys. The average person has only been to 5 of these places. How many have you visited? Well, for me, the Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, the Colosseum, the Empire State Building, the Louvre, Times Square, Tower Bridge, Statue of Liberty, Sagrada Familia, the Golden Gate Bridge, Notre Dame, Buckingham Palace, St. Peter's Basilica, Central Park, Stonehenge, Versailles, and the Las Vegas Strip. So I think I'm, 17? So go ahead and put your numbers in there and we will discuss it if you like. But after that, you guys, guess what? I am done. I am done. Let me see. Five. Ultimate TV says 5. Kavan Slim says 2. Beverly McCaskill says, I've been to 5 of them. Tamara Waters says 7. Let's see. Vivian Green, 7. TMCD, 3. Maurice Brown, let me see. Oh, thank you very much for that. Please stay safe and stay well. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Rory says 6. Angela M64 says 9. Wow, so far I think I got more than everybody. Oh, 3. All right, thank you, Kavan Slims. 3. All righty then. Now, I don't know if I get to count. Well, you know what? I can't count it because I didn't even see it. I was going to say Mount Fuji, but I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it. Thank you, Zakoy Farms. Heather Stroud says 1. Let me guess, Heather. Sydney Opera House? Well, you know what, guys? I don't know who made this list. It doesn't matter. I mean, we've all been to important places that are not on this list. And I tell you, right now, I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad for all of my friends and all of my family and all of my friends at our family. I feel very blessed. Okay, with that, you guys, I'm going to say good night. Love you all so much. I really do appreciate the continued support. Thank you to the moderators for keeping this a safe space. Also, thank you to everyone who has a membership. Greatly appreciate it. And also, don't forget to send your prayers to Miss S, who had a recent loss in the family. And also for everyone who is recovering from surgery or illness, everyone who has been having a rough time lately, do know your Sussex Squad family is here with you. We are definitely with you. Also, let us not forget Geraldine White, who is caring for her sister. Geraldine, who herself has been very, very ill, but yet, by the grace of God, she's hanging in there and able to care for her sister, which is truly a miracle. If you knew, you would say, yes, that is a miracle. But yet she's doing it. Also, thank you, everyone, for the great information that you have shared. Some things that you all have shared, I may not use them ever. I may use them later on. But whatever you share with me, believe me, I am learning as I go. And it helps to, it helps with everything else that I do. So thank you for everything that you all have shared. Jeanette Williams says 16 places. Okay, that is outstanding. That is very good. Remember, this is just for fun. It's not so important that you have been to half of these places or just one or two of these places. It's really not that important. But this is just for fun. I don't think we should celebrate spending too much money on lunch or perhaps being taken in by some street hustler or something like that. Somebody trying to, get the better of us while we're trying to enjoy seeing some of the world's monuments. I really do love that lady from Italy. Attentiones, pickpockets, pickpockets, attentiones. Yeah, she is the loudest thing to come out of Italy since the Alfa Romeo Milano. The loudest thing since the Lamborghini um, Testarossa, whatever they call that car. The loudest thing. Yeah, that chick got some lungs on her, don't she? Attentiones, pickpockets. Attentiones, pickpockets. Okay, love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow and we'll do it all over again. Okay. Oh, before I go, let me check and see if there's just one new photo or more. I'm going to check and see if there's any new photos. I do not see any. I'm looking to see if there's any new photos from today's outing. And the answer is no. That would be a no. Okay. Thank you for that very kind and thoughtful compliment. I really, really do appreciate it. And I love that blue. Blue is amazing. That is so rich. That is very, very rich. uh, oh, that is funny. Thank you for that. Um, okay. Good night, TMCD. Meghan looks so cute. She looks so, so cute. Love that. She knows her arms and shoulders are a real asset, and she's not afraid to show. Yep, that is an asset. And let's not forget the face card. All right, then. Okay, good night, everyone. Hey, Simon Black, we're saying good night, but thank you so much for stopping by. Attentioners, pickpockets. Attentioners, pickpockets. Oh, man. Attention, pickpocket.
We advise passengers to pay attention to their personal belongings on the
Pickpockets, be careful of pickpockets.
Okay, I'm looking for the loudmouth lady. Where is the loud lady?
Attenzione borseggiatrice! Attenzione pickpocket! Vai, 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 vai. Ecco qui. Oh, e una. Pickpocket, be careful. Cosa c'è? Attenzione borseggiatrici! Eccole qua, attenzione borseggiatrici! Signori! Attenzione borseggiatrici, lo squadrone! Ecco cosa c'è! Attenzione borseggiatrici! Eccole qua, attenzione borseggiatrici! Signori! Attenzione borseggiatrici, lo squadrone! Ecco cosa...
Sometimes. Oh, well. Okay. Okay. I love that lady. Okay, good night, y'all.